is Joshua Ojochenem Samuel from the Big Smile Foundation. We all understand, or it's no longer news, that Northeast Nigeria, especially the Bay States, which is Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe, has been battling with insurgents activities, which has to do with fightings between the insurgents and the government forces. There were explosives of all forms, most especially the UXOs littered all around these locations. And as a result, there was a need for explosive ordnance risk education. Again, another thing that prompted this is the fact that the insurgency is becoming a thing of the past. So people are going back to their ancestral homes, which is the locations and LGAs, which is far from town. And these people, since we have access to them in IDP camps within the metropolis and Jere, it was okay for us to also reach them with explosive ordnance risk education, so it can serve as a means to help them stay safe while they move back to their individual locations and ancestral homes, like I said earlier. So the goal of this project actually is to make sure that we have minimal or close to zero cases of death and injuries caused by explosives. So we were able to secure funding from the people of Japan with support from United Nations Mine Action, which has really helped us in providing risk education messages to the IDPs, the refugees, and the returnees within the metropolis, as well as different people who are at risk, such as the scrap metal collectors, the farmers, and other people who are into various occupations. The project carried out some activities that tends to help us make it more innovative, as well as less of the orthodox way of doing risk education. Now, what are these innovations? First of all, we inculcated the radio message session, where we have 1 hour live radio sessions where we go to the radio station to carry out explosive ordnance risk education, which we tag as safety steps. We go there, inviting mine action stakeholders now to help us enlighten these people as regards the risk education, how to stay safe.
Kamar yadda da uwana ya faɗa
cikin Kanuri ba
shi kan bosoro football zina idai na doi bon na samun nan ma to ndin ngu soro na fitina tudin kamzu ko zina na da zahiro mata.
In a bid to reach more children, we're able to create what we call the EORE safety clubs within schools, which we refer to these club members as EORE champions. We train them as EORE champions while they go into classes, deliver risk education messages to their peers, their fellow students, within the guardian of their teachers. How it's designed is we have 2 teachers who stand in as a patron and matron. As children, definitely they need the guidance of adults who carry out these sessions. We have what we call the EORE games, which we produced for both children and adults, and I can make bold to tell you that this is the first of its kind within Northeast Nigeria when it comes to explosive ordnance risk education. These games are there to make it more interesting for children and adults to learn about explosive ordnance risk education. It is also worth noting that even the EORE champions as children were also invited to the radio stations where they were also able to deliver risk education messages to their fellow children who might be listening to radio from their individual homes. Again, for those who can't listen to radio for long, those who don't have the time, we also have what we call recorded the EORE sessions, 30 minutes recorded sessions that being aired by these radio stations. And like I said earlier, we had innovations which includes also carrying out trainings within of a particular group of people. Now we're able to train stakeholders, community stakeholders. We're able to train people from the National Union of Road Transport Workers. We're able to train school teachers and school board management committees. We're able to train people from all walks of life and occupation. We're able to train scrap metal collectors. We're able to train farmers. We're able to train firewood collectors. This is because we found them as those who were actually at the forefront of these accidents, those who were always victims of the accident. One of the challenges we face usually during our face-to-face session is the fact that people tend to want to benefit monetarily and material-wise from sessions, which will always prompt the questions, what do you have for us? What are you giving us? But we're also able to overcome this by going back to the drawing board, going back to the community leaders, going back to them, talking to them on the importance of what we're doing, on the need for adult population to also come out and have a session and listen to the sessions. During the course of our radio program, we were able to reach a good population. One of it is recently there was an incident of explosive ordnances being found around an environment in a place within the MMC called Dala. And then we had an assessment of the situation, and one of the success story there is they were able to report the suspected object, which happens to be UXOs, to the police. How were they able to do that? They credited it to listening to that from one of our radio sessions as being able to report these things to the authorities whenever they come across it. Again, there was a case of explosion in within the metropolis, again in a location called Wenye, where we were able to deploy our mobile EORE team to that location. We were able to carry out explosive ordnance risk education for weeks over there. And during the course of that activity and beyond, we were able to get about 3 to 4 people reporting live ammunition and a hand grenade to the authorities as a result of our sessions.
The project was able to reach 30,804 people with EORE safety messages in MMC and Jere, and for the safety clubs, we were able to reach 1,508 students with EORE safety messages. For the radio program Safety Steps, we were able to reach over 46,000 listeners with callers within Borno State and other neighboring states, which are Yobe and Adamawa.
In a world where kindness and generosity can make a real difference, I, on behalf of the Big Smile Foundation's board, management, entire staff, and beneficiaries, would like to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to the people of Japan for their generosity and benevolence in funding this project. Also to the United Nations Mine Action Service, the UNMAS, for their generosity and their technical support throughout the course of this project. The people of Borno, especially those in MMC and Jere, are immensely grateful for the opportunity to receive these safety messages. And the entire family of Big Smile, with a big smile on their face, says a big thank you.